We are back finally again after a long time of reunion.
Over a year.
Yes.
Finally, the NERDOS are back.
Yes.
Thank you. It is WrestleMania weekend, so it is appropriate.
Is that what it is?
Yo, respect WrestleMania weekend at all times.
We just finished watching
Shazam!
And we're gonna talk about it, and we're gonna talk about some
random stuff here
random
and there.
stuff because we haven't talked about nothing in the past year.
It's been a long time.
Should we get the random stuff out of the way real quick first before we get into talking about the movie? Or
Yes, let's do the random stuff first, and then we go.
Why not? Just kind of
Let's start with
back up.
Game of Thrones.
In
7
1 week.
days away.
Someone here's beyond excited as he can be, better, more than all of us combined.
Yeah, I can't wait. I absolutely cannot wait. I don't even know. At this point, there's so many like expectations and so much hype going into it that I'm actually taking the Monday after off. So that
After the premiere?
so that I can like rewatch it 72 times if I want to. I don't have to worry about going to bed early. Like
It's a good idea.
I'm sure
I'm
I'll
taking
watch
a day
it
off.
one
So
more time.
yesterday was a preview, XCOM.
Yeah, you said that they did like a premiere.
Premiere review of Game of Thrones in New York,
Yeah,
and I was hearing about all the reviews and things
Natalie
like that.
Dormer looked amazing.
Mm.
Emilia
And
Clarke
a
not
lot
so
of
much.
people
I don't know
are
why.
amazed.
What happened with that? Like outfit?
About all the reunions that are happening. So
Right.
there's good things in the first episode
I can't wait.
to
Dude.
get excited.
That would be cool.
I can't wait.
Yeah, for sure.
So I have like a pretty tough question to ask
What's
for
that?
us to answer, and if you guys want to think about it, and then maybe towards the end of this episode, or you want to answer it now, whatever. So here's the two categories that I've been thinking about. Apart from the main 8 people, right? Sansa, Arya, Bran, Jon, Dany, Cersei, Jaime, Tyrion.
Uh-huh.
Who are you most rooting to see live through the whole thing, and who do you want most to die?
You already know my
Who
choice.
am I
for-
rooting most to live?
Most to live for me?
outside of them 8.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go Brienne, and to die. I gotta think about that one real quick. I want to see the Red Woman get her fucking.
The Hound,
her
maybe?
Shit change.
I kind of want the Hound to survive.
Yes.
I'd like to see him live.
Yeah, me too.
Sandor Clegane.
Yeah.
He better face. The mountain.
Gregor. Yeah.
Oh, Clegane Bowl? Clegane Bowl's gotta happen.
Yeah.
It's Clegane Bowl.
That's what they call it.
Clegane Bowl. That's a long-standing book theory.
Yeah,
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'd like to see Sandor live. I'm not sure about everybody else. I think everybody else is kind of disposable, to be honest. At least in my opinion.
No
anyway.
Bron? No Bron getting his cat?
That is my dude.
I mean, I like him as a character, but I mean, it doesn't matter to me if he dies, really. You know what I mean? Like, there's a few people that I'm like, well, whatever. If they die, they die. No, not a
If
problem.
he dies.
If he dies, he dies.
And you?
The Hound
The
would like
Hound,
the Hound.
to survive.
And
Yeah.
die? Anybody
Die?
really want to see
You
get
guys
Die.
are sexist, man. You guys just said Brienne, man.
That I
It's all
would
about
like to.
Brienne.
That I would like
Yeah.
outside of the 8.
outside of those 8? Because like everybody wants to see Cersei die, but
Braun?
Yeah.
oh yeah, you want Bronn to get it? Nice.
Yeah.
Nah, I want to see.
Night King also.
Theon-
Night King
Theon
also doesn't
maybe?
count. Okay.
Theon, maybe like maybe doing something heroic, like maybe something to like.
Greyjoys are probably gonna get wiped out.
Well, I think I would like him to die in a way to redeem himself.
Like saving Yara.
Yeah, or something along those lines. Like I think that would be cool to see, because he's been a pansy.
I'm curious to see what Euron does since he ends up leaving to, like he leaves the whole council thing where they all get together in the pit. Kind of curious to see where.
Well, he
what that
leaves
all turns out to
he-
go get.
to get with the mercenaries
Right,
that she
right,
hired.
right.
What do you guys think is gonna happen
That's
once
what I'm saying.
Daenerys finds out the origin of Jon Snow?
I don't think Danny's gonna
I
have
don't
the
think so.
problem.
Yeah, I don't
I
think
think
so.
the one's gonna have a problem is John.
Yeah, I think so
Yeah.
too, because in their culture, it's not a
Yeah,
big deal.
Danny was expecting to marry Viserys until he sold her off to Drogo. So Danny's gonna be like, okay, cool. I mean, she might not want to share the throne, but I mean, they're already kind of in love. So
What-
like,
Right.
what's the
And
problem?
What do you think once he sees his dragon back again?
The ice dragon, you mean?
Yes.
When the two dragons face off.
No, when she sees him, because that's
Right.
Yeah,
his
that's
son.
that's gonna be
That's
that's gonna be
his
really
son.
hard for
Yeah,
her.
that'd be
That's gonna be
crazy.
hard on her.
it's gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
That's gonna be.
I saw him die and then I had to kill him again.
I want to make sure Ghost lives. Like that's the one.
So there's certain like confrontations that will obviously be expected.
Oh yeah, there's
Dragons,
pairings and reunions and meetings.
Right. So let's get into those a little bit because I want to see when I guess like what is it? Jamie and Brienne will get back together. You know, facing each other off, or when
I think Jamie has the most interesting.
When Tyrion,
He's had a very interesting arc.
Oh no, but then again,
Because when Jamie's got to face off Bran after having pushed him out the window, that's going to be awkward.
right.
And you know,
Things like that.
if you think about it, Arya doesn't know, or at least as far as we know, she doesn't know that Jamie pushed Bran out the window. She wasn't in
No.
Winterfell. So when she finds out, is she going to be like, yo, I got to murk this dude?
Well, now here's the thing though. Like, despite the fact that Jamie has to face off or potentially meet with Bran again, I think because of where Bran's character is now, being that he's now the three-eyed
Yeah, he might not care
in his it doesn't matter because that's what was supposed to happen in order for him to get to where he was.
Exactly. It's just
So from his standpoint, I don't think it makes any difference.
Yeah, but I don't know if Arya is going to be that
Right.
understanding about it.
Yeah, of course. Well, she wouldn't see it from that perspective.
I think Arya and Braun has the potential. Like if those two just spun off and decided they were just going to be master hitmen, that would be an amazing series all on its own.
I think Arya definitely needs to kill Cersei.
I've always thought Arya was going to kill Cersei wearing Jaime's face, thus fulfilling the Valonqar prophecy and knocking Cersei off of Arya's kill list.
Yeah.
But we'll see. It doesn't look like it's setting up that way. Anybody else that you really like? I want to see what happens when Melisandre comes back,
That's right. Yeah, she ends up
I
taking
guess.
and obviously Dany and Sansa is going to be an interesting meeting.
For the beginning, at the beginning, they're gonna hate each other.
I didn't watch any of the previews. Just like I closed my eyes today.
Oh,
No previews. No previews.
Okay, now getting into the actual Shazam movie, quick take on it without any spoilers. Well, like, what did you think?
A little dark in some parts.
Yeah.
A little disturbing in the whole strip club thing.
The what?
Even though, as me, I like that. But no, man, the whole thing with like just some adult-like jokes that were a little too much for kids, that kind of bugged me. I'm
Right.
sitting there watching it with you guys, and I'm looking over
Right.
like you guys were, when, like either whether it was too dark or freaking jumped out the window and shit like that.
Yeah, it was a little. That was a little
Yeah,
surprising.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see where that was. But I mean, as far as like, but in general, like the whole movie,
Okay.
like, did you enjoy it? Was it okay?
The beginning to me was a little kind
little
of
dark?
slow play, yeah, because it was so dark. It's like, all right, where is this going? Where is it coming from? It's just like putting it out there right in front of you, and then it just kind of then gets into the joke part, like into the fun part rather
Right.
of the kid going to school or going to do the whole joke on the cops or whatever. All right, not spoiling too much,
Yeah,
but
just
I
in
thought
general.
to me it would have been better the other way around. Started fun and then maybe get into the dark aspect of it.
like sandwich it a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, but I mean, I thought I liked that. I give it a solid 7-ish overall.
Okay.
That'll give my overall take on that real quick. Go ahead.
I also thought it had some dark parts. I didn't mind it because I'm morbid like that.
Yeah.
I guess I was just uncomfortable because of the kids.
'Cause of the shorties, yeah,
because the shorties
absolutely.
were there. You know?
Right.
I
Would you have felt differently if your kids had been there, or it didn't matter?
well, my kids are like used to because like they're my
Dude,
kids.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
my kids like
They already
they
know.
deal with me and whatever.
Right.
Like we're watching Hunter x Hunter together. So
seen that.
oh my god, you're missing out. But I didn't enjoy the movie as much as I thought I would. I'd probably say 6.5 ish. It definitely had good humor. The window scene was caught me super off guard.
Right. But you know what's funny is like as much as it caught people off guard, I kind of saw it coming. Like I kind of thought that would happen. But anyway,
I thought he'd kill him. I didn't
Okay,
think whatever.
And again,
you
sorry,
know
not to spoil things,
who I
but-
didn't like was, and this is surprising to say, was Jimon Hansu as the wizard.
as the wizard.
Yeah,
I
he
was
a little weird.
like,
Yeah.
I was,
off.
I didn't even realize it was him in the previews when I first saw
Me
it.
neither.
No, his voice is so distinctive.
No,
though.
clue
No,
what
I
it was.
couldn't. The thing is, I didn't watch too much of the previews for this either. So
Gotcha. No, but I mean, I always knew it was him. His voice is too recognizable, I think.
I don't know. It was a fun movie. It's not a movie that I'm like, oh my god, I can't wait to watch again.
Right.
No,
but you
not,
know,
not a rewatch.
you know, watch it.
Yeah.
I definitely recommend you do the watch.
Oh, pizza's here. As far as from my standpoint, yeah, I mean, I think having it gotten very positive reviews and stuff and like that, and like I mentioned that I thought maybe it was a little hyped up. Dude, it's like 95-something% on Rotten Tomatoes, and then the viewer score is like 91%
Yeah,
too.
but if you read the reviews, a lot of people like it and a lot of people don't like it.
I think a lot
maybe
of
it's because
that.
I'm just looking at the score.
I think a lot of that is the backlash against Captain Marvel and just all these douchebag incel. I don't even want to keep saying because it's a PG podcast.
Now that you bring up Captain Marvel, though, did you like Captain Marvel?
I loved Captain Marvel.
Did you really?
Yeah.
And see, it's one of those that like I kind of felt that they were kind of on an even keel.
Didn't
Like,
wait.
I thought Captain Marvel was
Doesn't
good.
make my top 5 MCU, but
I thought Captain Marvel was good too, but it's not one of those that I'm like, yeah, I have to see that one again. You know?
no,
Like,
I'll watch it again.
okay.
This is the thing about that movie. That one I did see with my kids. I mean, we all whatever,
Yeah, we were all there.
and my girls loved it.
Right.
And the fact that they never introduced a male romantic counterpart to her, I thought was a big step for movies. I thought
Yeah,
was.
actually,
Think about that because
She doesn't need one. She's the most powerful Avenger
Right.
going right now.
Right.
And they demonstrated that by not tying her down to some stupid love interest
Right.
portion of the
Yeah,
movie.
that's true.
And
too often.
I thought that was important. I thought that culture, it's for little girls. I thought that was a big thing.
Yeah, that whole
big
scene in the
statement
middle
to make.
of her flashbacks of her getting up. I could see myself as a little girl enjoying that.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and she was legit powerful. I thought at the end when she kind of just buzzed the chip and she knew how to use all her powers really quickly, that always
Right.
bothers me. I enjoyed that about this movie.
They always go from like not knowing how to do
Yeah.
anything to like, okay, all of a sudden I know how to do everything.
I enjoyed that about this movie because he had
There
a
was
learning curve.
Yeah.
Can I tell you something else about the movie? I just don't like Zachary. I just don't like him.
Levy? Is it Levy or Levi?
Levy, whatever.
Levi.
I just I didn't he wasn't he's got two his range is super funny or the face that he kept making and the face just wasn't very convincing. I was like, bro, smack the
But
shit out of
again,
me.
but here's the thing about that. Like, okay, so in that regard, I think it's just him being a kid. You know what I mean? Like the character being a kid.
Yes.
But regardless, I mean, I thought it was good. But again, it wasn't one of those that like I was like you said you walked out of there not necessarily thinking, oh, I want to go see this at the theater again. I kind of felt the same way. It was definitely a fun movie. There was definitely a lot of like dark stuff in it that like my kids were like, whoa, like it kind of took people off guard.
What'd you think of the dude? I can never remember his name. Mark Strong,
Mark
right?
Strong.
The main
I mean, he was a serviceable villain. I mean, there was really not much more to it than that. It was a guy to punch around, and that was pretty much that was pretty much the end of it.
I will say one thing though. You're right. I retract my statement about Zachary's performance. I think if you look at it through the lens of he's still trying to act as a kid,
Right.
who's a grown up, I think you can understand more of why he made the choices he made. So I would draw that statement. Sorry, Zach.
So,
He
but so
figures.
anyway, I
I
enjoyed
speak
it.
on his behalf. He
I would
figures.
probably say it was probably about a 6 or 7 also.
I'd give it a 5.
But as far as like DC movies go, it's still. I mean, I would still say that I preferred Wonder Woman
And Aquaman.
over Shazam. Although
Well, those are still the top 3 DC movies that they've made.
Right. So I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily saying much, and it's not that you should definitely see. I think you should see the movie, but
I'll still stick with Man of Steel. Just because it was the original.
Well, see, but see,
DCEU
right?
origin,
I mean, and
like, start
see,
off
I
point.
enjoyed it too.
I like Man of Steel.
But as far as like it being an enjoyable movie and me feeling like a rewatchable,
We
movie,
watched that together, right? Man of Steel.
I think
Yeah.
I think I
Sure
would
we
probably almost see Shazam more often than I would Steel.
No.
This is the thing. I
I'm so
really,
glad that I
really
did
wanted
Man
to
of
enjoy Man of Steel. Like
And I
I
did
walked
too.
into that movie really
Dude.
wanting to love it. I'm not a Superman guy,
I liked
Right.
it just fine.
but I wanted to. And there were a lot of parts. Like I thought it was the way they did his flight was brilliant.
Right.
I thought that, his little learning curve thing was cool. It's just some of the choices they made at the end of the movie really affected how I viewed the whole movie in general, and it bothered me.
What did you think
Of Shazam.
of Shazam?
Without spoiling it.
Without spoiling.
No spoilers.
Why was
the
no
opening
spoiling?
Just do a brief no
it's the
spoiler,
opening
and then we'll
weekend.
get into talking about it.
I really liked it. I liked it, but it's not one of my favorites. Like you said, like probably solid 7 could go.
Yeah,
with them.
Yeah, I would say
Um,
7 too.
Out of the DC movies, yes, Wonder Woman's in the top. It's still on the top.
Yeah, I would say so. Also.
Aquaman is second by far.
Aquaman
Yeah.
very much surprised me in the sense of just how good it actually was compared to maybe what we were going into, and that's kind of like we were talking about with Joker, with the new Joker. We'll get into that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that too.
Continue.
And Shazam comes third above everybody else in DC movies right now that have come out.
So what do you?
It was fun. It was fun. I like the character. I like Zachary because I think you have to
I
understand
thought
that
he
he
did a good part.
portrays a kid who's an
Right.
adult.
Exactly.
I don't know how to
did
be
fine.
myself an adult. You want me to act as an adult, but I'm a kid. I'm a 14 years old. You get me?
Right.
The decisions that he makes, whatever he do, everything is like stupid because he's a kid.
He was goofy because he's a 14-year-old kid in
Yeah.
a grown man's body.
Yeah. But I
Yeah.
really like it. It's entertaining. And that's about it.
Can we hit on Aquaman for like 1 second, really quick?
Say what?
Sure.
Yeah,
Aquaman?
let's talk about Aquaman.
Yeah, let's talk about Aquaman.
We never.
So, how many times have you seen it?
I only saw it the once.
I saw it twice.
I think I've
My
seen it 3 times.
My whole favorite thing was Ocean Master. I freaking love Patrick Wilson though. That's Patrick Wilson.
Is that your man
It's
crush?
one of my guys. One of my guys.
But more than Momoa?
No Momoa?
No Momoa?
Yeah, I love Patrick Wilson. Yeah.
More than
He's
Momoa?
awesome. Yes.
He likes them white boys, yeah. I
He's the
enjoyed Aquaman significantly less the second time around than the first time.
Really?
I
Why?
gotta see it again then. On the little things that.
Yeah. So
Nitpicking now, probably.
no, listen. I liked the movie,
Oh.
and I thought Jason Momoa was terrific. I thought Amber Heard was terrible.
Yeah.
That's number one.
Yeah.
Amber Heard, I
And
love
Nicole
you.
Kidman was
You're
horrific.
so gorgeous, and I want to have your
That's one of the
babies.
things I did not like about it. It's
But you-
You want to have her babies?
Yeah.
How does that work?
I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Listen, Trump said wind turbines cause cancer. I can have Amber Heard's babies.
Good call.
Here's my number one problem with the movie. The whole time, Patrick Wilson knew that what's his face, Willem Dafoe's character was a traitor, and you
Right.
waited till
Yeah,
3/4 of the movie to expose him. You could have won this
By doing it earlier.
an hour and 15 minutes ago.
He was just toying with him, man. He was just toying.
There's just
No.
that's a plot. That's too much of a plot hole. Like that's not a small plot hole.
Yeah,
that's like a gaping, double penetrated butthole of a plot hole.
Damn.
I couldn't deal with it.
Not to keep the Aquaman talk brief. The one thing that I found funny was how inconsistent his powers were, because at the very beginning of the movie, he's literally lifting a nuclear sub
Yeah,
out of the
yeah,
water,
yeah.
and then he punches a guy in the face who's a human dude, and he's like
Yeah.
alive, not exploded or
Yeah.
like bits of human everywhere.
Well, it's the same thing right now in this
With
movie.
Shazam, exactly.
With the
Oh,
bus.
okay, we'll talk about that.
We'll just leave it at that.
But
Just
anyway,
keep your eye on the
so-
bus scene.
Okay, so really quick, if you could rank your DC movies so far, real quick.
Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Man of Steel, Shazam. I still like Batman vs Superman over Suicide Squad.
And then Justice League last.
Oh wait, Justice League. Justice League over Batman vs Superman.
Yeah, I would say that too. I think
Just because they brought in the Flash and Cyborg and the rest of the guys. at the same time.
again, I really wanted to like Steel because I'm a big Superman fan, but I do have to rank Shazam above it only because I thought it was more fun. But anyway, go ahead. Otherwise,
Yeah.
otherwise I agree with your
Yeah, it's Wonder Woman.
Aquaman. No.
Yeah, it's Wonder Woman, Aquaman. If I account for recency bias, I probably would still put Steel over Shazam, as much as whatever. They're tied, I guess.
Yeah.
And then
that's close.
and then the rest of it is trash. So
Yeah.
I couldn't rank Justice League, Suicide Squad, or Batman versus Superman is the Ben Affleck Daredevil of DC movies.
Good call.
I'd rather watch the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern movie than ever have to watch
I've
Batman
never
vs
sat through
Superman.
that. I've never sat through that completely.
Wow.
Batman vs Superman frustrated me to no end. Just
it
Zod
could've
being
been way-
Doomsday
it could've been way
on its
more.
own is
Good call.
a joke.
I'd probably agree with you guys. I
Yeah, it's
concur.
the same thing. Pretty
All
much.
right, so now
you
okay,
don't
so
have that
now-
many variants in DC movies
Yeah,
that you
exactly.
can fucking put different.
Okay, so if you haven't seen the movie, get
Go
off the
watch
it.
video,
Turn it
watch later. Now we're gonna talk about like the actual like everything, spoilers, everything. So
We're gonna talk about everything, anything. that
anything,
happens.
everything that comes up.
Yeah.
So yeah, inconsistency wise, the whole bus.
Yeah, so let's just jump into
This
it.
is where
Okay,
physics
and now
comes
physics.
in play.
Yeah. Okay.
This
Now
is where
before,
physics
before
comes
you
We're about
get
to drop some science, son.
before you get into this, one thing that I really found, and I think it happens too much in movies nowadays, is
I
that
love how we're like getting
All the-
excited, getting closer.
all
Like,
movies,
I'm halfway like smelling pizza. Though.
a lot of movies nowadays get spoiled by all the scenes being in the trailers.
Yeah.
And I thought that there was too many
That's why I don't
scenes.
fucking watch the goddamn trailer.
I get you, and I understand. But again, it's one of those. This is another one of those cases where a lot of the best scenes
Were
were in the trailer.
The
So-
7-Eleven scene.
Okay, but hang
Yeah.
on. How many of the trailers did you guys watch? Did you watch every trailer?
No.
Because of
I might have
every
watched-
movie that comes out, there's maybe two.
It's probably
more
like three
times,
trailers,
Three
yeah.
trailers. And I've watched maybe the opening trailer of what was Shazam, and Joker. I've only seen snippets.
Okay, so
and
did
Infinity
you-
War, I covered my face today.
Oh,
Did you find it spoilery or no?
No, I mean I remember
At least
from
what
the,
you saw
from the
anyway?
trailers. I remember like the one scene where he tries to jump over the building, he crashes in.
Right.
The 7-Eleven scene where he goes in for the beer. I remember maybe
The jump.
Yeah.
Because if I would have seen
on the
that.
little skate thing.
During the movie.
No, not the skate.
No.
I'm talking about
Where
the
he
jump
jumps
off the roof
building,
and
where Billy
transforms.
Batson jumps
If
off
I
the
would have
building.
seen
Okay,
that for the
correct.
first time in the movie,
That would've been
it
dope.
would have been much more impressive than having already seen it in the trailer.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah, for sure.
Or on the poster. Like, just don't, like,
Yeah, don't give it away.
whatever.
Yeah.
The thing is that.
Why
they-
buy the milk when you can get the cow for free, right?
Right.
Yeah,
the
but
thing is that these movie studios are so hell bent on making sure that they make $1 billion
Right.
that they
They
have
give
to
away too
do
much.
anything and everything they can to get your butt in those
They
seats.
needed to promote this movie a lot more because how many people know Shazam? They don't know. It's not a popular character. You get me?
I do
So
maybe
they
not
needed to
as
show a lot of
But
things.
you know what's
They
funny?
needed to-
You know what's
But
funny?
if you
It's
make
funny.
a good movie,
I get you.
us, right, that are
Yes,
dorks,
but there's
are gonna
not
go
only
and
us.
watch it. No,
They're
but hold
aiming
on.
to more than that.
The dorks will go and then tell the non-dorks, and then the non-dorks will go. That's
Now-
the flow.
That's the trickle down.
Okay, so here's the thing. You say that he's not as popular a character. What's funny about that is I watched the video prior to watching the movie today. They talk about the history.
Yeah.
At one point, Shazam and like the whole Shazam family of comics was outselling Batman and Superman back in the heyday, like back in the golden era of comics. So he was a very, very popular character. Now that might have dwindled as, you know, Batman and Superman. Now keep in mind that Shazam was also gone from comics from, I don't even remember what it was that I heard in the video. I think it was like from somewhere like in the late 60s or early 70s to like whatever, 15, 20 years where he was not around at all, and then they brought him back.
Yeah, but I'm
when
talking
DC
about
bought the rights to the book.
age
And the-
market that they were aiming for. The age
Right,
market is like
but-
12
but-
to
Yeah, but you know what?
13.
I wouldn't say
He's
he's
in,
very
but he's in,
obscure.
but he's
They
in
don't
the Justice League cartoons.
Yeah.
Like he's in the animated properties,
Yeah.
so they know him.
Yeah,
think
he's in a lot of Justice
Listen,
League.
It's not the
nobody,
same as
nobody knew
movies,
Guardians of the
so-
Galaxy either.
Nobody knew
and that movie
Ant-Man.
made
Right.
$525 million or
And
700 and something
Ant-Man,
million
I mean,
dollars.
Who cares about Ant-Man?
Right. So
know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah. When he was
So-
coming out, I was very much curious about. So just because you bring it up, I was very much curious about how that would turn out because he was such
But
a low.
that's why I'm saying they needed to
low-
promote it more, and that's
low,
what
well-known
they
character.
need to show more.
Right.
no. I think you can make an effective trailer without giving stuff. I mean, look, think about the trailer that we saw for season 7 of Game of Thrones. The first, like, whatever. There
You
were
see
like
the dragon flying
there
in the
were
snow.
like
That's
two
it.
things that actually happened in the actual season. Everything else was just specific trailer stuff
I think
just
I've
to tease
seen-
you.
Right.
I think I've seen two things from that trailer, where one of her dragons is flying through the snow, and the part where Sansa tells her that Winterfell is hers. And I was like, all right, that's it. Like, I haven't seen anything else.
the lone wolf dies and Pack survives speech. First of all, doesn't happen until like the last episode, and it doesn't happen anywhere how they showed it in the trailer. So you can make a trailer to entice the people to watch it without giving away the actual scene in
Right.
the actual movie.
Yeah, so that was one of the big problems I found with it. should we talk about physics now?
Oh my lord.
Okay, so the one scene that was in the trailer too, that
Was that? See, I didn't
it
see
was
that.
in the
Was it?
trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that scene was in one of the trailers also, where Shazam catches the bus falling off of the side of the thing or whatever, off the side of the interstate or the highway. People are falling toward the front of the bus as the bus is coming down, cracking the glass on the windshield. He catches
Like full force, like smack,
full
Smack,
force.
smack. Like nobody else would fall while that's falling.
Right.
As the first impact.
Catches the bus with his hands on the glass,
And his
the
face.
the glass manages to hold.
Bulletproof glass.
Yeah.
and nobody else in the bus gets like rattled
And the other
around
thing that I mentioned
at the
to-
sudden stop.
The other thing too, right? The other thing is, and I said this to you guys in the middle of the theater. I was like, "How is that any different? How is it any different to hit him while he's on the floor versus actually hitting the
But
floor?"
but you know what though? That's the same thing when you have in these movies where anybody with super speed, Superman,
Grab
Shazam,
somebody.
Right.
zooms by and picks somebody up.
He would crush 'em.
They should have either crushed them or split them in two.
Right.
There's
neck,
no
break the neck or
circumstance.
So, what I find funny is that
Unless his foamy rubbery suit is what protects.
well, what I find funny is that again, suspension of disbelief takes over in some extent. But to this regard, we kind of were like, yeah, there's no way.
Yeah.
Like, how is that even possible? You know what I mean? So like, whatever. It's something maybe nitpicky, but I mean,
No, another part was like where, or he already figured out he's bulletproof, and then this kid's smashing planks on him. Like, what are you gonna do with a
what I thought was
plank?
funny too is like, let's test if he's if it's not the suit that's bulletproof. Shoot him in the face.
But see, that was funny.
That was funny.
Like
That was-
I was like, yo, how hilarious would it be if it's boom, dead, movie's over. Just clean. Like that's a movie I want to watch. I've always wanted somebody to do that, dude, like so badly. Like make a trolley ass movie. Like it's supposed to be this crazy 2-hour
in the middle
movie.
of everything.
Ends like 15 minutes into it, and then a post-credit scene comes up. It's like, listen, don't fucking tell nobody, please. And
That would be
everybody just walks out and just, oh yeah, movie's great, just so that
Everybody
you
gonna walk out
perpetuate the
fucking
troll
pissed.
drive. Dude, I would love to see that as an experiment. I would love to
that
see
would be
somebody
pretty
try, see how far you'd get.
So we all said how like it was pretty dark in the beginning, like as far as like some of the violence in it was a little.
The violence in it to
it
me
was a-
was a little.
It was, I mean,
off.
yeah, it was a little crazy. People getting thrown out the window, and
because even though they were describing DC as like the darker the darker one of the two between that,
you never
and
really saw anything like
Marvel.
that.
Right, you never saw it.
And then the dude that got
What do you
his head
mean?
went-
Man of
no,
Steel,
no,
they
the dude
crushed all of Metropolis into dirt.
but
the
it's not
entire
so-
city
but it
was leveled.
Yeah, but it was
It's not so,
off scene,
like,
like it was
right,
off
right,
screen.
Right,
In
but
the
it's
sense that you
like
don't, well, in the sense that you don't actually
general
see
thing.
people like.
Like trapped under debris, like in when
Dude, when she puts her hand
when Ben Affleck is there as Bruce Wayne and others, all
when
the
she
people
puts
from
her
the Daily
hand up
Planet
against
trapped
the
under the
door,
debris.
and she just like kind of like
Yeah,
looks
that part.
away, and I was like, oh shit,
That part was awesome.
The other thing, the guy that got
So
his
like
head
when
bitten off.
when the guy and
Right,
then
yes.
everybody melted to dust, kind of like that. No.
No, because it wasn't.
It wasn't the
seem
same.
as
It didn't look the same.
It didn't- exactly. It didn't
Right,
look
because
the
she kind of
same.
went because it was more like
It was a little more graphic.
yeah.
It was as opposed to them turning to dust. She kind of like burnt into cinders and
Right.
To
gradually.
me,
Yeah, it
the
was
dark
very
the
evilish.
dark parts weren't
Very
so
hellish.
much that as was like it's 2019. We don't need to see scenes of a dad and an older brother bullying and tormenting a younger sibling.
Correct. Okay, so that
That to me,
I'm sorry, what, I missed
right
it.
right at the beginning where
in the beginning,
that's
when the-
freaking
Oh.
on his,
when
in his
Lionel
face
Luther from
and-
Smallville
Right.
and the other brother
That's right,
are
that's
are tormenting the kid. Like that's not the kind of shit you need to be showing right now.
or with the
In
story of
2019,
freaking,
or then
or when the mom leaves,
or the thing with the mom.
Okay.
Paxton, like,
now here's the thing though. Keep it. I mean, I get your point, but technically that happened, at a different time, and that's something that would have happened that possibly would have happened at a different time.
It
And
is fine.
it gives a bad guy a motive. You know what I mean? Like
I hear you.
So how else would you establish a motive then if you couldn't do that?
I don't know. Take his parents into an alleyway, rob the mom of her pearls, shoot his parents. I don't know. I understand.
Wow.
I understand your premise. I think that with the social climate being what it is right now, I think you have a responsibility
There's still some things
to
that
be
you have to keep in the
very
back of your head,
careful
yeah.
about how you do that because
just the way it's presented.
again, not for us, we're grown, but your kids were there.
sure, yeah.
My kids want to watch this movie. You know what I mean? Lily's come home at
I ain't got
different.
no kids, and I felt uncomfortable.
Lily's come home at different points complaining about bullies and shit like that at school.
Right.
Like it's just there's you have to present that in a certain way. And so what they presented was the kid was being tormented by the dad. The kid goes back and kills his brother and father as payback.
Right. Yeah, okay. I mean, again, fair point.
A little dark.
Yeah.
A little dark there, DC.
Okay.
Species.
No. I'm just. I mean, it's a fair point, and I understand. It's just, and I guess maybe it's because again, we kind of grew up in that. So
Yeah.
and, again, we're older and we can kind of understand why they might have.
But that
route,
That has
but-
to be like away from it. Is like parents' job to tell that this is a movie, and then you
Yeah.
shouldn't-
Understood, 100%.
You get me?
I don't disagree.
But
It's
then
not
here's
up
the
to
thing.
Hollywood to raise your kids.
But then here's the thing
Except for
too,
Dora,
is
who taught my kids how to read. The Dora trailer was in this movie, and it was awesome, awesome.
Go see it.
Yes.
But I mean, other than that, like like you guys were saying, I thought like the whole learning curve of him, that like all those interactions between Freddie Freeman and Billy Batson, them trying to figure out Shazam's powers and him doing all the tests, it was pretty hilarious. Like the tone of the movie, and at least when it got away from the dark.
And the reference.
See, like
There were so many references.
the other bullies in the movie, right? The ones that were tormenting Freddy, the way they handled that when he threw the car up in the air, I thought that was funny.
Right.
Right? It's non-violent.
Right.
It's
not
and
hurting anybody.
It's
physically.
it's just
hurting.
funny. But I'm gonna whatever. Anyway,
I get you.
the other thing about just the darkness with how they wrapped up Billy's mom, I understand that they had to go that way because how else do you get him to, if he finds his mom, how else do you get him to go home?
Right.
But they wrote that his dad's in jail and his mom whatever. Couldn't they just have written that his mom was dead? They could have done that 1,000 different ways.
Yeah, I guess so. But I mean, I think, yeah, and like when we kind of saw that, like, and we,
And then the mom's like in an abusive relationship apparently. Like there's just
yeah, it was pretty messed up. Like that really sucked.
it just felt like the director was working out some personal issues. If you need to talk,
but here's the thing.
I don't know.
But here's the thing.
I really
is,
liked it. How they went.
I don't know
down.
enough about the character to know whether or not that's really his backstory.
Correct. Me neither.
However, and again, not that I'm saying it's okay. I did find it to be pretty messed up. It's just what I kept questioning throughout the movie is before he found her was why didn't she go looking for him?
why she didn't go look for him.
Because even some, I mean, and I understand that this does happen in reality, but how could she do that when the kid is already 6 years old or however old he was versus giving him up as a newborn?
Because that's the opportunity.
I guess.
If your
It was
kid,
just crazy.
if you're in her position, right? I'm going to make the other side of the argument. If you're in her position, oh shit, my kid got lost. We couldn't find him. I tried. You know what I mean?
Did she though?
No one can say she didn't. You
I
feel
guess.
me? Right? Like, I went crazy and I ran and then I went into a panic. Like, she can cook that up in a way.
But then, anyway, go ahead.
I'm not excusing it. I'm just saying she can cook that up in such a way where it's like this perfect opportunity presented herself for her to rid herself of this burden that she didn't
Okay.
want.
Now, I get that. Now, couldn't the cops have looked for her?
Oh, sure.
Couldn't they have found her? Like,
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, there goes the movie too. You know what I mean?
But the cops in this movie let a 14-year-old steal their car and trap them in a pawn shop.
And take his steak.
And take his lunch.
sandwich. You take his,
And then the next day, the kid was at school. Where in reality, in 2019, that kid would have got shot like 12 times.
This is gonna be an episode of everything wrong with this movie.
Things like that fucking movie too.
Yeah. But anyway, I thought the kid from it, Freddie, the kid that played Freddie Freeman was hilarious too. He was good. He was good in his interactions with Zachary Levi. I thought Zachary Levi did a good job. I liked them.
I like that they did the Shazam.
Again, like he was goofy. Like he was
Right.
he was a 14-year-old kid trying to be whatever.
I like that they did the Shazam family.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they brought.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming. Like I told you after we left the movie, the only exposure besides in the cartoons that I really had to Shazam was from Kingdom Come. I've
Right.
never really read any standalone Shazam comics.
I haven't either.
I don't know anything about the guy other than his name's supposed to be Captain Marvel.
True that.
But whatever.
I've only seen a couple of clips through some of the Justice League.
You guys never
movies.
saw the old 70s show?
No.
I did. As a
You're
kid.
old.
I know, I'm old as fuck.
Yeah.
So I thought those were. I thought their interactions were cool. Now, sorry. Let me. No, what were you gonna say?
No.
When the first like images of Shazam like started coming out, like as far as like promotion of the movie, the suit. What did you guys think of the suit?
I thought the suit was fine. I didn't find it. It didn't bother me, for sure.
Yeah.
I thought
It looks too blow up.
I just okay.
I thought it was-
So I thought.
I thought it actually.
I thought it looked better than it looked better than
The picture?
than I
Or
first than I
the-
first thought it would. It still looked very fake. Like there was there were times where like he was like flying and you could kind of like see the creases like where like
I was checking out the bulge.
yeah. Well, you can see like the creases where like the joints bend. And it just looked like foam, like where the joints.
We're
where his
going to the
joints
same
bend.
point. Wonder Woman.
No, man, it's not even the same. Get the fuck out of here.
Thinking the same thing.
You guys are so stupid.
Listen,
Did you think it looked a little goofy?
this is where I think it'll be a problem. When they
Maybe
have,
I am.
When no, I don't disagree with you. When they have in his own movie, it's fine. When they do the inevitable Justice League team up, and he's standing next to Batman in his suit and Superman in his suit,
might look a little.
and Aquaman in his suit, and then this dude in that suit, you're just gonna be like, one of these things is not like the other. One of these things does not belong. I mean, look at like,
Aquaman's suit is
the
badass.
best part of Aquaman was when he comes out in the trident and the classic suit and the suit that
Definitely.
everybody clowns, and he looked raw as
awesome.
fucking that.
He did. He looked awesome.
Also, Jason Momoa is super hot, but like
That always helps, right?
gangster. And then this dude just gonna look like somebody
His rubber suit.
like it's gonna like it's a cartoon and somebody took like a
Right.
pump and just inflated it, whatever. But
Again, maybe I'm being nitpicky, but I
I like the cape.
Yeah.
I don't like the fact that he never wore the hood.
Yeah,
dude, I thought
he
at some
wore
point
once.
I thought it
He just wore it the one time at the window, and that
He
was
didn't
it.
drop it once. He wore it the one. I didn't even notice.
I didn't even notice it at
when
the
he when he came up to the window and he's like, "Please don't scream," like he had.
I was
had
too
the
busy
hood
looking
on.
at his handwriting on the sign.
Yeah, he had.
I
His
figured
own.
at one point he put it on because as Billy, he at some points in the movie, I think at least
He would
twice,
put it,
he
yeah.
went and put it on.
Yeah.
So it would have been cool for him, like if he would have first when he showed up. I thought he was gonna put it over to cover himself because at first he's going like this,
Right.
And then you think he pull
Like,
it
yeah, just
over
pull
himself,
over his head.
right? Right. I would have liked to see that.
I like this cape. His cape looked cool.
Yeah.
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 So
No, it was good.
What
I liked
else?
it overall? Yeah.
that's it. I don't have anything else.
The
other
Shazam
than
family- the Shazam family was cool.
Everything.
That was cool to see. Now,
Or-
do you guys know if that's like a permanent thing or is it a temporary thing?
What?
Them being able to transform like that, like, can they all do that at will, or because once they did it once and they didn't appear that way again afterward, it was just Billy doing it. So
If I remember,
Is it a-
I
is
don't
it a
know.
permanent thing or is it a
in the
temporary
comics, he shared his power, so they
Right.
have their power by themselves. So they call it all the time. That whenever they want.
gotcha.
And do they tell their parents?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I never.
I didn't go
Because
that
there was a
far.
part where when they were screaming at Billy in the room, he's like, "Oh, and then you brought Freddy into it." Like, so were you talking about the superhero part, or
Well,
like just the running away part?
No, just Freddy being involved in the whole thing, not necessarily like in him, taping him and doing the videos and all that stuff.
That's what I
like
mean. So that means his parents.
Yeah.
Does that mean he told his parents?
that. No, I don't think so.
So then why would they be bitching at Billy about Freddy filming Shazam? How's that Billy's fault?
Because they're he's endangering
But
them.
how's that Billy's fault? They don't know Billy's Shazam.
I don't know.
That's a loophole.
Maybe it's a loophole.
So I don't know. I don't know how you hide that. Like you're 6 kids, how you hide that from your parents? But
I
whatever.
don't know.
So
You know, there
the
must have been
only
some-
thing that I want to talk is like Joker.
The
trailer.
Joker trailer.
Joker preview.
Um,
I think it looks fine. As far as just the perception from the way he looks and from some of his mannerisms, I did not watch the full trailer, so and I don't want to.
What
I'm
I text
sitting
you
back.
guys, that his name is Arthur Fleck.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
saw that text that you sent.
The whole thing that you guys brought up about him about it being an origin movie with him like being 45 years old, 50 years old.
Yeah,
I
but
get
you have to
I
look
get
at it
that.
as another universe.
Correct. It's its own story. That's the way I'm looking at it. It's its own story. It's whatever. It's just
Batman
another-
doesn't even exist in that
But
universe,
it's
probably.
just another fucking,
Yes.
somebody else's perception of what the Joker
Joker.
storyline could be.
Of a Joker.
But
I'm okay with it.
but now here's the thing. Can there be a Joker without Batman? And that was one of my problems with Venom.
Venom, thank you.
How can there be a how can,
I didn't watch Venom.
Okay, but even if you don't watch it, if you know it, they had already said that there was no Spider-Man involved. How can there be a Venom without a Spider-Man?
Not only that,
That's probably why I didn't watch
Here's the stupid thing about Venom. These symbiotes are from another planet, and on this planet, instead of naming themselves Glugelschlurf, they're naming themselves Venom and Riot and whatever. No,
Riot is a white one.
yeah,
The big one, the
reason
big
he
boss
names
one.
himself Venom is because when he first bonds himself to Spider-Man,
Right.
the spider theme stays prevalent in his head. So when he
Right.
bonds with Eddie Brock, he chooses a name that is, related.
Related to it.
Like, no. So you cannot have what is singularly the best villain in comics. Don't at me or at me all you want.
No, I will at you.
At
because
Back of the Bus podcast.
The fact that he is the best villain in all of the comics.
Okay, now we're
to
talking
me
about the
doesn't
Joker.
bother me that right. To me, it doesn't bother me that you can do a standalone.
But the
But the whole
reason
premise is
he's
that-
the reason he's the best villain is because
They make each other.
the opposing force that
They're
is
the opposing-
Batman and Joker. The fact that their relationship is parasitic and symbiotic and sick and fucked up. Heath Ledger said it. Kill you.
Right.
What would I do without you?
Right. And then-
what would I do
Did you
without
guys-
you? And you know what it is? It's gonna be Joaquin Phoenix playing the dude from Her with makeup on his face.
Now, did you
I don't
guys
need that
see?
shit in my life?
Did you guys read The Killing Joke? Did you read The Killing
Yeah.
Joke? Okay,
I did
It's the
read-
same.
yeah.
It's the same premise. The whole thing about The Killing Joke is that one bad day makes the Joker.
Sure.
One bad day makes Batman. So who's to say which way one of them would have gone? It just happened that
It just
it
so
wasn't,
happens- it just so
that they
happens
made
that-
each other either.
No, but they're
So
the
that's why I
outcome.
don't- that's
the
why I
outcome.
don't like it.
No,
Is that they're-
I
is that
understand,
they're-
but the outcome
they're-
is that
they're the opposite sides of the same
forces.
coin.
Yeah, they're opposite.
Correct.
They're opposing forces.
One went one way, one went the other way. They
Right.
both lost their fucking minds because Batman's crazy.
Force
meets
versus
an immovable object.
And
immovable object.
so, and here's the thing about the one bad day thing. So, Joaquin Phoenix's one bad day happens when this Joker's one bad day happens when he's 55.
I don't know. Is he that old?
He just kind of cracked.
Dude, he
Kind of
was
cracked after
all
40
like-
years old.
I know. It's funny. Like I read one of the comments on the video
I didn't see
on the
anything,
trailer, and it
so-
said something like, "There's no way that guy could take a punch from anybody."
I said that. In
Was
our
it
chat.
you? Was it
Like
you?
that guy's not like Ben Affleck, who I hated as Batman, but in the bat suit from in BVS
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
punches that dude.
He'd be dead.
And that dude's breaking quicker than the glass in the bus should have broken in this movie. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll tell you
After the
I'll tell you
third
the
guy
one.
fell, after the third one fell on it, or
Yeah, I'll tell you the one cool thing I liked about the trailer. There's a scene where he's walking up the stairs as him normal self, and he's all like, "Ugh," and like life has beat the shit out of this dude. And then there's a scene when he's going downstairs as Joker, and he's fucking dancing down the stairs and
Right.
hopping. And I thought the symbolism behind that was awesome, right?
Right,
It's
like him
it was
transforming, basically?
It was like his
He's going downhill.
his rise, whatever, and then his
difficult.
descent into madness. Like
Right.
it was a really cool visual.
I mean, I think he looks the part. And I think, he's definitely a very good actor, so I think he could pull it.
yeah,
he could pull it off.
I love J-Pope, but
But again, it's one of those things where like I find it interesting that they're doing that again. Whereas if there's no Batman, how can this work? I don't know. Who knows?
and then
But-
John brought up in our chat about the possibility, or not the possibility, the thing about there's 3 Joker
right,
origins and whatever.
the 3 different Jokers.
And that's cool, and that's fine. But the build still needs to be around the fact that he's in Gotham, and there happens to be this dude that goes around in a costume doing the things that Batman does.
Of course.
So
I'm sure Todd Phillips will do just fine in some way tying it in. It'll probably be very subtle.
I don't think they're gonna tie it in.
You don't think he'll tie it in at all?
I think it's his own universe and whatever.
Own thing?
Yes, his own.
Oh, I know it's not related to the main
Yes.
line DCEU or whatever, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna watch it because again, Joker's my favorite villain of all time. So
He's definitely up there, man.
like
Dressed up like him in 3.
in my next life, I want to be that crazy. That's my. If there is a reincarnation, whoever it is that hands out the fucking like the D&D assignment sheet, I want to be that guy. I just want to be fucking insane beyond all reason. That's the life I want in my next life. I don't want to be rich. I don't care. just
You just wanna be
I want to
crazy.
be free of all like morality and responsibility and understanding of fucking right and wrong. That's
And,
awesome.
have you seen anything about what is this guy? The guy from Jared Leto doing the movie?
well, he's
Morbius?
supposed to be.
Morbius.
I haven't seen it.
Well, he's supposed to be back for the Birds of Prey movie too, no?
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he? Well,
As Joker.
He's doing Morbius. They're filming him
Yeah,
already.
he's gonna be more.
That's gonna be a Sony one though, right? Not MC.
Yeah.
I think so.
it's
Yeah.
Sony. So they might be.
I don't know anything about the
they-
Morbius character apart from the Spider-Man animated series
Yeah.
cartoon from back in the
Where
day.
he sucked the blood through his hands instead of
Yeah.
his teeth. Yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah. So that's not legit.
Nope.
See? I didn't even notice it. What do you think about? I saw this thing today that Idris Elba was supposed to play Deadshot, and now he's not playing
Yes.
Deadshot anymore.
Oh, he's not
Yeah,
playing Deadshot?
he's playing. They're making up a different character for him.
No,
Really?
they haven't.
I thought
they
you
haven't
just-
said.
Yeah,
They haven't-
I saw a thing today.
I had read
You're
that he
not
was
mixing
replacing
up-
Will Smith.
No, I know, but
You're not
today.
mixing up Suicide Squad with Hobbs and Shaw, are you?
No,
It
no,
says
no, no.
Cast un no role in the Suicide Squad.
Hobbs and
On-
Shaw,
on-
he's supposed
no
to be a
role, but,
super villain.
They,
see
they
that-
don't know. They're thinking. A lot of people are speculating he's gonna be the next Deadshot because Will Smith is not doing it.
That's what I had read before.
No,
Yeah,
they.
so-
The one I saw today. Let me see if I can find it.
That's the most recent thing I saw.
Yeah.
Idris Elba will no longer be playing Deadshot, but instead a brand new character. That's on Heroic Hollywood.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
there you go. I had no idea.
So
So that's the headline. It's not that he's playing
yeah.
Deadshot.
Yeah, he's a new
Gotcha.
unknown character. But
So should we finish it off with Endgame?
Okay. So
this
I mean, did you actually see the trailer that they showed, or you didn't watch it at all?
I've only seen the white suits.
I don't think it really gives away too
I've
much, to
only
be honest.
No, I get
didn't
it.
feel I didn't
get
feel
it.
too bad about that one.
I get you.
Because a lot of it was
They're definitely
rehashed
not
scenes.
Right.
So
It's a lot of flashback scenes. from
yeah,
what
I didn't have any
But
problem.
even
with that
still,
one. No,
No.
I get you. I probably won't watch any more about it either. But
So
dude,
who do you think is gonna
3
wield the gauntlet?
hours and 2 minutes?
I can't wait.
who's gonna wield the gauntlet after Thanos?
Nebula.
nobody.
You think they'll stick to the comic?
I don't know.
No.
I'd like for them to.
I think Captain Marvel's gonna crush the gauntlet, and then
So-
she's gonna take off and spread the stones all over the
I
place.
just
universe.
finished recently
That's what I
going
think.
through
I
back.
think the gauntlet is gonna get destroyed and all the stones are gonna go everywhere.
It's gonna be like the Dragon Balls after they make the wish that they just scatter.
Scatter.
From going back through the 6 book storyline, to me is I'm curious if they're gonna do anything with any of like cosmic beings in it.
I don't know if they'll go that route, man. I mean, it would be interesting for them
It'd
to
be
do
interesting
that.
to do at least maybe like 1 or 2 guys that suddenly appear out of nowhere, and then the way that Nebula takes the gauntlet in that storyline with
Right.
him kind of like being distracted.
Being distracted.
all that.
Did you read it?
And
or
I'm
no,
curious to see if
No, I've never read the whole thing. He's just let me. borrow it.
yeah.
I've read I've read the first part when he does
I
the
don't-
snap.
you know, I
and-
just-
I see Captain Marvel playing Adam Warlock's role.
I do too. Or like a combination of Warlocks and Silver Surfer's role.
Correct.
You know what I mean? But either way, like I don't know if they'd go so far as to start bringing Eternity and the Living
At least he brought in the
Tribunal.
Watcher.
And,
Not that he does anything, but
right.
he's
but,
still part of the cosmic beings. That
yeah,
maybe.
but
like
here's
we're
the
saying,
thing. But here's the
something-
thing: is that the Watcher is more like it's an alien race, as opposed to it being like a true
The one
cosmic.
cosmic
You know what I
being,
mean?
There's no race. There's just
Yeah, like it's not like there's a god or there's an omnipresent, omnipotent being that you know what I mean. You know what I mean, like that kind of thing. It might get a little too.
I don't think they're gonna go there
I don't
just
know.
because this whole thing is about the heroes that we've been
Right.
with
Right.
triumphing over evil.
And the other thing too is that Thanos has achieved this goal, where in the comic it's more about him achieving ultimate power and.
Not even in the
um,
comics about him getting in Death's pants.
Right, but what I'm saying is like the whole
You're a
thing
big
is he's
boy.
trying to impress
Yeah,
her.
but he
So
hates
he
Deadpool.
keeps trying to up the ante in gaining power. That's what entices him to give up the gauntlet and become Eternity. You know what I mean? Like that's why he loses it.
happens? I don't know.
Yeah, he basically he clashes in the comics. He clashes with Eternity and the Living Tribunal and
Galactus,
Chaos and Order,
Love and Hate.
Love and Hate, Galactus, all these cosmic beings, and he defeats them all, kills or destroys Eternity, and then he takes the place of Eternity and leaves the gauntlet. Nebula takes the opportunity and takes the gauntlet and returns everything back to what it was 24 hours prior to. So again, in the comics, because he keeps reaching for more and more power,
That's his.
that's what undoes him, at least at that moment. But in this, he's already met his goal. There's nothing further for him to achieve,
Right.
other than maybe stopping.
Then again, at the end of the comic, he just kind of like talks about how he doesn't want the responsibility of wielding the power anymore.
But it has to do with the fact that he's got that innate issue with him really feeling that he doesn't deserve the power. You remember that they two talk about that.
Right.
So like he's got this like subconscious need to, or subconscious like feeling
He's
that
basically just
he's
holding himself
back.
undeserving.
He's basically just holding himself back.
Right. So my
No
whole thing is
self-esteem,
that
yo.
He's got erectile dysfunction.
so my whole thing is that
One of the five.
the motivation in this movie is not the same. It's more about him bringing balance, and the only motivation that I see from here on out is him stopping the heroes from returning things back to normal.
Correct.
Versus him achieving more power.
Yeah.
So-
Unless
I mean,
unless he meets somebody more powerful, like Galactus or something like that.
Yeah, but that-
Well,
don't
then
think
again,
something
wouldn't
bigger than
Captain
that.
Marvel be that particular figure if he's
No.
waiting to meet somebody more powerful?
No,
You don't
I
think it'd be
think
her?
I think
She
I
will
think he
possess.
will beat out Captain Marvel like
Negative. Negative.
That.
Negative. I think
don't see it going that way.
she takes him to the house.
Yeah.
I mean,
But,
no gauntlet. Gauntlet, yeah, but no gauntlet.
Yeah,
she takes him
exactly.
to the
That's
house.
that's just it.
With
I
the-
mean, like, where does it go with the
I
gauntlet?
mean, with the gauntlet, that's what I'm talking about.
Figure you guys would be all over her with her Super Saiyan fucking look and shit.
Oh, I'm saying she take him to the house. So.
Fucking Dragon Ball Z, I'm out.
You're crazy. Anyway,
Yeah.
I think
Where did you get
I don't know, man.
just got like
Fuck Dragon Ball. I know.
Never drew me, man.
Oh,
Sorry, Dragon Ball never drew me in.
You're crazy.
So this month is full of like movies.
This is gonna be the best pop culture month
We
in the
have
history of our
Well,
lifetime.
hopefully we'll be back for Endgame.
we have
So we have to make
next
arrangements
week.
for that.
You had Shazam this
Hellboy,
week.
we have Game of Thrones, we have Avengers. This whole month is
So my month has been. This is my month so far. Baseball started.
Yep.
WrestleMania.
no.
Shazam. Thrones next week, and then Avengers.
Avengers.
At the end of the month. Like I
To end it.
yeah I can.
Not bad.
You're good to go.
I'm good. I'm good for 2019. Thanks guys.
Time to eat, guys.
All right, bro.
Ivan. Thank you for listening. Everything that you guys want, comments, anything, write it in the bottom. Please subscribe to the channel. Press
Yeah, hit like and subscribe.
like and subscribe. Hit on the bell
We're
if
back.
you wanna get notifications from the channel. And we're back, and we're gladly to come back. And thank you for supporters.
Peace.
Peace out.
Peace out, yo.